Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Werhner, licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And I've got a wonderful friend, and he's been with me for years. We're going to celebrate we'll discuss how to manage holiday stress and coping with these kind of things throughout the holidays. Welcome, Kirk Patrick Miller. I will formally introduce you once the radio show starts.
Wildlife artist and conservationist, Dr. Guy Harvey. Please listen to the Kelly Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They need to feel worthy.
I got Jason from YouTube. Kirk, I'm so happy to see you. Lots of love from India, and happy holidays to you and your family. From Jason.
I wish him well too. He's a good guy.
Happy holidays to you, Tiffany and Ed, and both of your families. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
happy holidays from India as well. Or to India from Florida. It's been crazy. Holiday bustle and everything like that. We're going to talk about mental health and holiday stress and kind of just hear what everyone else has to say as well, because stress is big during the holidays for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get started with the show in just a second. Hi, Joe Potosi off of LinkedIn. Thanks for joining us today. Invite your friends to watch the show. Call in with comments or questions, 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340. And thanks, Joe. Happy holidays to you as well. And notice I have my Christmas tree and everything. Decided to
fire in the background.
move out of the corner. If only, let's just pray nobody knocks at the front door. Abigail. But at 3 o'clock on Living the Good Life.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Werhner.
Hello, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werhner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about mental health during the holidays. And my guest today is a longtime friend. He's been a co-host with me with Beyond Clarity for almost 2 years, an award-winning author, and so many other things, motivational speaker. And before I formally introduce my guest, I want to say hi to Ed.
Hey, happy Thursday to everybody.
Happy Thursday, Ed. Happy holidays.
You too. I love the fireplace on the wall. Should be careful the tree doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah, courtesy of Netflix. It has a 58-minute run, so you might see next viewing pop up at the end. We'll see about that. I don't know.
As long as
I decided to move out of the corner, where
as long as there's no smoke coming out of the top, we're good.
Yeah, I think we're fire free though.
Yeah,
and there's a smoke alarm, so I thought you'd be happy because you're always complaining that I have nothing behind me on my wall. So I moved into the living room.
There you go.
And you can see this virtually on youtube.com/MOC with Tiffany or LinkedIn Live at Tiffany Werhner. Same with MOC with Tiffany at MOC with Tiffany on Facebook or Twitter for those listening that would like to see my tree catch on fire. So we're going to be talking about mental health during the holidays. And Ed, how's your stress with this?
So far, so good. I guess. So far, so good.
Yeah, I'm trying to handle it myself as well. And because for a lot of people, a lot of anxiety and depression and overspending and stress and having to have everything perfect comes along with a lot of different things. So, or family conflict or not enough family or having to visit too much family. Vacation turns into obligation and things like that. So we'll be talking about that and welcoming callers to call in 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340, and please say hi to Ed when you do. So my guest today is a multi-award nominated author, a violinist, and music teacher, and suffering with bipolar 1, ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and generalized anxiety, among other things I think that he leaves out. His life was upended when he refused to give in to the diagnosis he was labeled with. And after becoming the first medically documented case of full remission from bipolar due to his unique endocrine treatment method that he was asked to write his memoir. This is the nominated book called Chaos to Cured. And after 10 years of writing his memoir, he stands as a treatment to hope, a testament to hope and perseverance. Stable and successful, he runs a music institute, a professional painter, author, and radio personality. He also co-hosted Beyond Clarity with me for about 2 years on live radio. And he believes every day and each and every individual can attain their potential with work, faith in themselves, and the understanding that what is often seen as a weakness is actually our greatest source of power. He stands firm in his belief in that the key to living a fulfilling life is accepting and loving the person we are, all while turning our hardships into wisdom, love, and compassion for all. And welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Kirk Patrick Miller.
Hi, it's an honor to be here. So, always an honor to be here. And the topic is great too. Stress is definitely not good for us in the grand scheme of things, and especially with the holidays. Oh my goodness. I know for myself, It's always been kind of a source of, anticipation. So even as a little kid, I would get super excited about the holidays. And one thing that was actually really hard for me is when it ended. So as soon as like December 26th came around, or whatever holiday somebody is celebrating, the end of it actually, I would kind of melt down. At least it's a little one, and I think some of that is just because we kind of build up and survive through some of the holidays, whether it's with family. And it's not that we don't care about the family or anything like that, but there's a lot of, as you had mentioned before, obligations and added stressors that we kind of put on ourselves. So it's a great topic, especially as we're heading into the next year and with everything that's going on too at the same time. So
For a lot, I've been hearing that a lot this week. I'm trying to take some time off next week, so I'm seeing a lot of patients this week, a lot more than usual. It's exhausting, but at the same time, a lot of my clients are so looking forward to their children coming home from college, or spending time with their siblings that are away, or having time off of school, the younger ones, my younger clients, and then dreading having to go back to school and have that all of a sudden it's all over, because they look so forward to this, and then the time of the year is over and the lights come
reality
down
kind of
and stuff
hits.
like that.
Well,
And
what do you think about, like, one thing I know is as we head towards the new year, one of the big things is people set up expectations for themselves. A new year is rolling around, and so we all do, New Year's resolutions. What are we going to accomplish? And one thing I just want to put out right at the beginning is time is a big issue. So a lot of times people put this massive amount of pressure that they have to accomplish everything right away. I'm one of those, and that's one of my biggest, I wouldn't call it a weakness. I love things to happen instantaneously, but we have to be patient and give ourselves time to accomplish whatever we're working towards. And, the viewpoint on what we're doing in the moment, and being able to, enjoy our time with our family. So I think a lot of it is perspective too, making sure that we don't like add too much pressure to ourselves. And we also focus on the good part of what comes with the holidays, being able to see our family, spend time with them, catch up with friends. And then, I think, at least for me, one thing that's extremely helpful is just being able to meditate a little bit. And, each morning, wake up, find what you're grateful for. It's so easy to like wake up and have your day tailspin into negativity. You stub your toe, whatever, you fall over, and your day kind of unravels. So just starting each day by kind of remembering what we do have, because we all have, a lot of blessings, no matter what situation we're in. And it's not always hard to see those, but at least for me, it's helped a lot. At least
and
from
what a
the perspective.
tragedy for the people in Kentucky, Mayfield, that the tornado went through. It killed 88 people, I heard so far,
Yeah.
and destroyed their homes during the holidays, right now, just
Oh,
out of
I know.
nowhere, and they're left with nothing. And my God bless them. I hope that they receive all the help that we can provide to help them rebuild
Absolutely.
their homes. So that's so devastating, because depression comes during the holidays anyway. They call it the holiday blues, and those are real. And there's been so many storms and things out of the blue lately. It's just kind of
Like yesterday for me.
mhm.
So as
Want
I
to talk
sent you
about that?
pictures, it was massive gusts of winds. And so, at my parents' house, a big window, actually, we had damage on two windows, but one of the big ones in the bathroom, it's all boarded up. And boy, just having the lack of light makes that room look so stark too. So, I know for depression, that's a big one. I know a
And it was
lot
a
of times.
block window, like with glass blocks, not just a
Yeah.
regular
So
that blew
it
out
was,
from the picture you showed me. And isn't the bathroom supposed to be the safe place during a tornado as well?
Exactly. So all the glass went into the tub, and luckily no one was up there. And we were really glad that no one was hurt. And I think one thing that I'm very blessed with is that I have people around me, and I know that loneliness is something that kicks in hard during the holidays, and that can also kind of exacerbate both the stress and the depression that you'd mentioned. And I think it's kind of important to also remember that you don't have to have a romantic relationship to be happy during the holidays. A lot of the stress happens right around like New Year's, just like kind of like Valentine's Day. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are lonely and kind of looking for something, to comfort them. And
Valentine's Day is, I can't stand that holiday. It's nostalgic. Pink and red and teddy bears. Like, that's the worst thing you can get me is a stuffed animal. The dog will just eat it.
I almost always felt more pressure for New Year's, because New Year's is like that day you get to kind of celebrate with whether it's a significant other, partner, whatever it is, or boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like a new relationship, and so I always felt this immense amount of stress to have something like that.
But you're going to be on Moments of Clarity New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
Celebrating with me and some other friends for our 600th episode, New Year's Eve, 7 years. So
which is
you've got
amazing.
that. You're not alone.
Yep, exactly. So, on
the flip side, silver lining, if you're not in a relationship, you don't have to spend money on a gift or worry about it.
Actually, those silver linings are such a great tool. At least, for me, there's things that I've gone through, and my life has had lots of bumps in it. And each time I'm able to, grasp, and sometimes it's a really tiny straw, it doesn't have to be a big one, but, sometimes your whole, everything is falling apart, and there's that one little thread you can hold on to because, hey, at least I have, my favorite mug, or, I can have a cup of coffee, or whatever the case might be. It doesn't have to be big, but even something small to attach to, and kind of remember that, we are all going to have ups and downs. If we can constantly, and again, there's a big difference between like being positively, or what is it called, toxic positivity, where you're like kind of detached from reality, and then like being mindful and trying to like reframe your brain with a more positive outlook. So there's kind of a difference between those two. So you don't want to just ignore everything that's happening in your life, but at the same time, I do feel like almost every opportunity that I've ever had that's really helped me and changed my life has come from some pretty difficult times right before it. And so when you can find just a couple little things to stay positive about, it just helps. At least for me, it's not easy, but it does get a little bit easier each time I do it. And that's where meditation and some other things as well can come in. Even exercise, getting out, enjoying the sun. I know exercise is something that's very helpful, just getting some vitamin D. During the holidays, it's kind of harder too, especially here in Colorado because it gets so cold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little harder to get out.
We have a lot of healthy tips coming up on how to stay positive during the holidays. And we'll get through those. I think it's time for our first break. And we will take our break, but we've got some positive tips to how to handle the holidays. And we'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LucyLopes.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
If you're a show host, gamer, live streamer, podcast host, or radio show host that would like your message to get out and reach up to 30 platforms, then there's an affordable way to do that. It's called Restream. Restream makes it easy to broadcast professional live videos from your browser to multiple social platforms at once. Start your live show with guests, brand it with logos and overlays, and create an interactive experience for your audience. Learn more at Restream.io and mention Moments of Clarity for special offers.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werhner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werhner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werhner.
Hello and welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werhner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And my guest today is a multi-award-winning author, nominated for several awards as well, and music teacher, radio personality, as well as many other things, and motivational speaker. Good friend of mine as well. And welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Kirk Patrick Miller.
Hi.
And today we're discussing handling stress over the holidays. We're welcoming anyone, if anyone wants advice or to share a story or anything, to call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340. And if you're watching the show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook, please give the show a like or share it with your friends. Change can only come when we stand together as one. So we're talking about stress over the holidays. And so managing stress, because there's positive stress, there's negative stress, and tips to manage it. So I did some research a little bit just to make sure that I was covering all of these things, because during the holiday season, you know, a lot of us feel joy, peace, and love. A lot of us look forward to the holidays. But then rather than feel overwhelmed, depressed, anxiety, which can be very distracting during the holidays and actually make them where they just kind of go by fast and we don't sit back and actually enjoy them. And there's been guests previously on the show that have said to make sentimental gifts instead of buy a lot of them. Also, just budget, give less presents. Sometimes something that you just make or something little as well. I got Kirk's card. Thank you so much. Your Christmas card. It was very thoughtful. I meant to tell you that earlier.
You're welcome.
It's on my.
I love small gifts. For me, I that's something that's when it's meaningful, when you're really looking at what the other person, because a lot of times we don't always need some of the things that we necessarily want. And, you know, financially, it's difficult for a lot of us to you know, we all want to give. And, you know, that's a burden that we sometimes feel, you know. So to me, I've always found actually the best gifts I can give are something that's thoughtful to somebody else that they're really going to cherish. It doesn't have to cost anything even. You know, writing out a card, my best birthday present that was for both of my nieces. Oh my goodness, they just did these 2 adorable cards. And I loved it. So, I think that's one thing that kind of, raises a little bit of stress level, is we want to do the best for our family. And, one thing that I'm going to try this year that I haven't done before, I've always done like New Year's resolutions for the following year. So this year, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back and look and write down all the things that I accomplished in the previous year.
That's a great idea.
I figure, a lot of times we forget to acknowledge what we've accomplished. We all know what we want to accomplish and what we want to do, but it's so easy to kind of gloss over what we've done or what we've overcome, especially during this pandemic. There's so many people out there that have done amazing things, and we've all adjusted to this, massively new normal, and we're still doing so. And everyone out there that's functioning and even just surviving right now should pat themselves on the back. It's been a difficult time for everybody. So especially as we head into this holiday season, it's hard for people to put up lights. There's supply chain issues all over the place. There's financial hardships. So everyone is still here with us, honestly, has done a lot this year, even if they don't necessarily realize it. So I think that's actually something important too, is to make sure we realize what we have done, which is something that I've never done in the past, but I figure I'm going to start this year. So it'll be a new tradition for me.
One of the best gifts I got was a coupon book from my son. This is a couple years ago when he was about 13. And he had made me a coupon book. And one of them was like, do the dishes, or I'll clean my room, or whatever. And one of them was, I won't smell. I got 3 of those coupons because it was right when he was saying pretty. I was like, can I use that right now? And that's pretty funny. But those coupons didn't work.
It's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah. So also, there's some things that we can do to really acknowledge things that people are coping with over the holidays. First of all, especially if we just recently lost a loved one, or someone close to us had recently died that we can't be with, it's important to acknowledge those feelings of sadness and grief. And it's okay to take time to cry or express your feelings. Feelings are what they are. So they don't respond to logic or reason. And sometimes when we take the time to actually feel our feelings, they tend to take less of the center stage of the day-to-day and for the holiday. So that's something to be important and to acknowledge. And my heart goes out to everyone that's lost someone this year, and that sometimes the first holidays are the hardest. We have a caller. We have caller Fred. Hi, Fred. Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Good morning. You could hear me out there?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Hi, Fred. How you been?
Good, very well. That's a pretty good topic for this time of year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
From my own experiences, believe me, I've been dealing with the holidays, the Christmas, or whatever your holiday is. I was brought up by Roman Catholic and celebrating Christmas. Well, what is Christmas? There's with all respect to all the different religions out there, what is Christmas? Is it the beginning of life? Is it the birth of Jesus Christ? Or this or that? Or we're so wrapped up in this society, if you don't have money to buy a present, that devastates some people. I know I was one of them years ago. You can't, expectations are put on people.
You're right. With added expense of gifts, travel, food, entertainment, the holidays can put a strain on our budget for sure, and our peace of mind. Not to mention that overspending can mean to financial stress for months later on to come. So it's important to set a clear budget before you go shopping, or make a list to know who you're shopping for and how much you're willing to spend. If you got, and like I've been told tips
some people don't have any money.
That's when you make a card or just send a phone call, a FaceTime call, or anything just to wish happy holidays.
Fred,
It's not always Christmas. A lot of people are celebrating many things right now.
Fred, I love your point too, because we do get trapped and we get lost thinking about, okay, the holiday season, whichever religion, whether you're doing Hanukkah and you have 8 days of gifts, or whether you do Christmas, stuff like that, we often get caught up in the wrong message. And I don't know if that's where you were going. That's kind of where I thought you were heading, which is the whole point of the holidays is to appreciate what we do have, the people we love, all of the kindness that we see around us. It's so easy to turn on the TV or social media and you see only negative, but there's so many wonderful things that are happening on a daily basis. And for me, the holidays are about trying to better myself and spread kindness and cheer. I mean, honestly, that to me is what the holidays are about. And so I loved what you were saying. And I don't know if that's where you're going, but if that's where, I definitely agree with your other statement as well.
Yeah, it's part of it, but, I know atheists. Well, they celebrate Christmas. And I said, well, what Christmas is about? And, they get all aggravated. But the point I'm trying to make here, it's about, doesn't matter what you have life. And that's a gift from our creators, no matter who you want to call your creator. It's, and all the hustle and the bustle, the holidays are really just a time for people to be together.
That's so
celebrate
true.
Exactly. Gratitude, what we have, whether it's your immediate family or just a bunch of friends that you have them. It's a kind of a solace time because maybe there's a little magic in it. It's so tough. And it took me for a very long time to realize that, because I order Chinese food, stay home and watch television, but the big thing is I made a couple of strides and I come to realize, why do I got to carry all this negativity on for all year long and beat myself up? And it's a struggle for everyone, I'm sure. But I can tell you right now, our creator who created everything loves us, no matter who we are, no matter where we come from. It's a celebration of life. Live your life and get into yourself. Don't worry about other people. And you know what? After changing my mindset on that, I feel so much better as a person. Understanding that, I had no money to buy anybody anything. I feel very low about myself because I couldn't do it. Who started that? Society with all the spending the money and everything. And then I don't know, but I appreciate y'all reaching out, and whoever you are, wherever you are, wherever you're from.
Right.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for calling in, Fred. We have
Donald
McDonald.
2 words.
YouTube said, stay connected, stay connected, stay connected. And that's something you can do for free. Thanks for watching, Donald. And it's so true. And Fred, happy holidays. On the 31st is the 600th episode of Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. So New Year's Eve, you're not alone. There's going to be several guests. One guest from Nigeria, one from Canada, one couple from the United States. And because mental health is global, and so are the holidays. And celebrate the new year with some people that have been along the way with Moments of Clarity. 7 years of doing this, and I'm not going to stop. So I hope that everyone tunes in New Year's Eve. It's not, I don't think anybody does anything from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time anyway. Tune in. Yeah. But anyway, Fred, we'll be in touch. Thanks for calling in. Happy holidays.
You too.
Thanks.
So
Fred.
true.
One thing I loved, Fred said 2 words that I really liked. One of them was love, and then the other one was gratitude. For me, I have really felt a huge relief being able to be grateful. And as we had mentioned earlier on, those are some really actually good keys to stress. Breathing is a good one as well. There's so much anxiety that kicks up with the holidays. What are some things that you found to be really successful? Because I know you have little ones, and of course, you know,
Well,
with
scheduling
everything
a
that's
budget,
happening.
making a list,
Yeah,
make sure for my clients that I've definitely um, been working with, don't skip out on your therapist. You're busy and you have way too much to do. And a lot are tempted to cancel an appointment with their therapist, with myself, instead of looking at their appointment as an obligation you must hold. And and I understand when times get overwhelming that it's an appointment, but then when they do miss, I find that they come back and they're like, wait a minute, I need that appointment. And it usually comes during the time that I scheduled for myself to be off. So it's kind of like, make sure you have time to kind of keep yourself grounded with your therapist, and reach out when you do need time. But especially if you're feeling lonely or grieving, a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, a lot of people going home and seeing people that they haven't seen in a long time. And that's nerve wracking too. When I say home, where they used to live, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Um, another thing is schedule some downtime for yourself, because everything can be mind blowing trying to keep a job. A lot of us work 9 to 5 and have very little time for shopping. Thank goodness for online shopping and free shipping for some of them. And being able to multitask like that, but to set some downtime that work and dinner and everything still exists. Plus, if decorating the tree and all that stuff can be fun. But my least favorite part is taking it down and having to put it back. I hate
yeah.
that. Wrapping it up and then finding it and putting it back in the garage, and not looking forward to that. But it's
Well,
fun while it's up. But then it's like, oh gosh. And then you put it all away and you think it's everything, and then you find like a little statue or something you forgot to wrap up. You gotta go get the stuff out. Or you just keep it as your ornament for the rest of the year. We meant to do
exactly.
this. We like this one. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, taking down the decorations. This is pretty sad. But please take
It's
them down. The Christmas lights year round are not an excuse for not wanting to take them down. Than just not turning them on. It's okay to take them down. Please do. It's such a
well,
pet
and
peeve of mine when people leave them up all year.
I never thought about even taking them down gives you an opportunity to kind of appreciate the past couple weeks. So something like, when you're packing away some of your favorite ornaments, just making sure you take the time to appreciate the moment.
Mhm.
Self-care, which you had mentioned, whether you go see a therapist, absolutely. Seeing a therapist when you need to is literally an act of self-care. And then following up with, downtime, which you had mentioned, is another phenomenal suggestion. I know a lot of individuals when, they're celebrating alone, um, although it sounds really strange, finding some, if you really don't have anyone to celebrate the holiday with, um, which has happened to me a couple times, they have some studies that show if you watch like one of your favorite sitcoms, if you really have kind of an attachment to them, it feels like you're hanging out with friends. So that's
Mhm.
something that helps me in the past. I always love the show Friends. So, you don't ever have to feel alone. And whenever you do feel like that, there are definitely, that's one of my favorite things about social media. There's a lot of negatives that come along with them too. But when you're feeling kind of lonely, you can kind of hop on, use a hashtag and say, happiness or, hopeful quotes. You can just type in something that you might need to hear. And a lot of times you'll find inspiration from that. So that we at
Mhm.
least have a lot of tools that we can use. There's that Calm app. I have not tried it, but I've heard wonderful things
No.
about it.
But even that
So,
commercial on the TV that's just 15 seconds is like, just that's pretty cool. One thing to acknowledge, I feel that instead of healthy tips, one to not abandon is don't abandon your healthy habits. This time of the year doesn't give us an excuse to overindulge on food and alcohol and all that stuff because of stress or because of all the parties or dinners or what people have your tradition. So have maybe a snack before going to someone's house or something like that. And maybe bring Tupperware. So if you're not going to eat and you don't feel rude, if you want to take a leftover plate or something just because you've been to someone else's house and don't feel like overindulging, because then everyone's New Year's resolution ends up becoming, oh, now we're going to go back to the gym or diet or something like that. And especially if you're lonely or alcohol, don't overindulge in that as well. But it's time for our second break. Wanted to remind people that, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve, a lot of food to a lot of people. And then it's like the New Year's 15, like freshman 15 pounds. New Year's Eve, they got to lose that 15 pounds just because of overindulging over the holidays. But we can control ourselves if we just kind of be mindful and pace it out. Because everyone wants to taste everything, but you don't have to. And keep your healthy habits in check. And anyway, we'll come back with some more healthy tips. You're welcome to call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340. And we'll be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werhner, licensed mental health counselor and your host of Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, a live radio show based on ending the stigma on mental health, which has been aired for the past 7 years and has had inspirational stories from exceptional guests. And this New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021, we will be celebrating our 600th episode. We're so excited, and we hope to see you there. 600th episode, wow, and 7 years on ending the stigma on mental health. For more information, you can visit the website at mocwithtiffany.com, and hope to see you there. Please be kind to yourself and a stranger. You never know what they're going through. And network with me, because change can only come when we stand together as one. See you there. Happy holidays and God bless.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werhner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. Please know it's so important to seek treatment and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werhner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Werhner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, and welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name's Tiffany Werhner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today, my guest and I are talking about de-stressing the holidays, how to manage stress during the holidays. And my guest is an award-winning author, motivational speaker, radio personality, a good friend of mine, and been on the show several times. And always love when Kirk comes back. Welcome back, Kirk Patrick Miller.
Oh, it's always great to be here. And I love what you're doing, and the fact that your 600th episode is coming up.
You're going to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's really, really fun. So, and when we talk about some of the things, like just even handling the holidays, there are moments, at least for myself, due to, sensory issues, or I'm hypersensitive to a lot of things. So like going into, a room where everybody's talking, there are moments too where it's just a good idea to kind of step away. Doesn't mean you have to go that far. You can just go to like just a quiet room and literally just for like 10 or 20 seconds, take some deep breaths. And there's a lot of different ways to do breathing exercises. So you can kind of look up online and figure out which one's best for you. But even just taking a few moments away will help kind of, reinvigorate you. So when you come back, you're not overwhelmed. Because I know that's one thing that a lot of people do feel, whether they're at a holiday party, and with all the lights, the stimulation, there's music, so all of that stuff can be a little intense at times. So don't feel badly if you just need to kind of step away, or even step outside for just a breather. It doesn't take very long, but just even if maybe like 10 or 20 deep breaths can make a big difference. And I know what
that's for people with sensory issues. Some of it, like for me, I find it invigorating, like a breath of fresh air. Like, wow,
oh yeah, I love
so
and
beautiful.
just for me, just being out and being able to have something where when I'm kind of overloaded or overstimulated, I can just kind of step out and just being able to look up at the stars and just breathe in just for a couple moments. It's really refreshing. And I would say that kind of works all the time. It's not just for just the holidays. And then, as you had mentioned right before the break, not overindulging, substance abuse and stuff like that can really take a negative turn on the holidays. So if somebody is sober and has been doing that, this time of year can be extra difficult because it's all over the place. Everybody's having champagne or something else. So it's kind of one of those times you want to be extra vigilant if you are working on your sobriety, just to make sure, you don't backslide a little bit.
And the family should be supportive of that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And also like to modify our expectations, because a lot of times we expect the holidays to be like what we see on TV and Hollywood and daydreams from childhood and our image of family get-togethers, perfect gift exchanges, and romantic moments by a fireplace. But honestly, when was the last time you actually roasted chestnuts like with on an open fire? My fireplace is fake. But examine our expectations for the holidays. Are they realistic? And some readjustments sometimes need to come so that we don't expect everything to be perfect, and to be able to just change as families grow. Traditions and rituals often change too, and to be able to adapt and have a few to hold on to. But as families like myself, you grow up, and I don't have my parents still to do things. I try to do it some things the way my mom did, but she went over the top. I'm not doing that. Um, I mean, over the top. But there's certain traditions that I carried down from what I learned as a child, but to start my own too, and
I love that when you say like with your expectations, because I know I myself fell into that many times where you're expecting like a perfect evening or
like
a
you see on
perfect,
TV or whatever.
and that doesn't happen. There's no way we can ever get exactly what we want. And actually,
Mhm.
and it doesn't matter if it's just the holidays, but anything you see on TV, whether it's a party or something else, it's not going to happen like that most of the time. And if
Right.
it does, great. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I think managing expectations is a phenomenal tip.
And to
Just
practice
being,
acceptance. Because if
yes,
we're depressed or overwhelmed, we tend to measure our life by the number of bumps in our road rather than what we have, and how to navigate those bumps. But life doesn't always happen the way we want it to. So to be able to look at our reaction to situations that don't work out the way we planned, and to see that our reaction to one opportunity for something better rather than out of failure. Um, and this is a great time for forgiveness. Take a look at our life and relationships with a new perspective, and maybe try to accept some of our family and friends as they are, even if they don't live up to our expectations. And it's
forgiveness is
also
great.
takes a big weight off of our shoulders with that too.
Well, and
It
you
doesn't
also
mean you have to
mentioned
have
like,
them over for dinner.
exactly. So of course, if you're going to have to see someone, it's nice if you can kind of, bury the hatchet. Most of the times, arguments and the things we're holding against somebody, a lot of it's lack of fully understanding the other person's perspective.
Mhm.
So a lot of times
Communication
it
and
gives us an
everything.
opportunity. Yeah, it gives us a chance to
So
like
send a
say
nice
what.
email or a text or
Yeah.
something, at
Well,
least,
and
for a start.
to add on top of that, um, making sure you forgive yourself. So
Mhm.
when you said self-acceptance, we all make a ton of mistakes. So this is a great time of the year where we can kind of go, listen, I I messed up on these things this year. I'll change. I'm working on it, and then accept who you are, and then give yourself some grace. You can forgive yourself for the things that you've made huge mistakes on. I make ones daily, so it's a long list, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So I
And
love that you just
mistakes
said
are
about
learning
yourself.
opportunities,
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean we have to accept everyone back in our life that we forgive, because there's toxic people that we don't have to put back in our life, but
absolutely.
at the same time that we can just forgive.
We don't have to talk to them. Yeah. So like you said, if
That
it's an
could be the
abusive or
gift for
toxic,
free
yeah,
that Fred
yeah.
was talking about. Free gifts. Okay, forgiveness. Costs us
Exactly.
nothing.
There you go. It's a
I
great way to go. I
yeah.
love Fred.
Rekindling a friendship or a family relationship if there's a conflict or whatever. Hey, it's nice. Happy holidays, and forgiving ourselves and forgiving someone else is free.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well, and
priceless. I'll put it like that. Not free.
yes. Well,
There's
and
a cost to
also
it.
when you can kind of look forward to the next year and look at where you want to go, and just remember it doesn't have to happen the next year, the next day. It could happen in 5 or 10 years, but just love the person that you are. And I loved what you said. The self-acceptance is so huge, and accepting the people that we have in our life and we love. There are certain things I know family members do that kind of maybe irritate us, but those are the things that we miss most when they're gone. And so make sure you appreciate the little things about the people around you too. So
Mhm.
those are little things that help me at least kind of get through. the holidays. So, and I want to enjoy them. It's important to enjoy your holidays and your time off too, so you can decompress and kind of start the next year with a little bit more energy too.
Mm-hmm. And some just handle it the best you can. Reach out for help if it's a sad one. Celebrate if it's a nice one. Like some people, they got divorced and they're just like, yes, first holiday without that person, or I don't know. There's all different types of things. We have 3 minutes left, so I have to wrap up the show. Kirk, thank you so much for being on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, and thank everyone for listening. And I will see you December 31st for our New Year's Eve 600th episode. And it's put a lot of pressure on me to make sure I don't miss a show until then, because I can't miss it. But that also signifies 7 years as well of Moments of Clarity, ending the stigma on mental health. And if I get it to 10, I have to get it. I promised myself when I first started, if I make it 10 years, I have to get a tattoo.
There you go.
I'll get you. You're going to have to get a matching one. So if I get it to 10, I've got to figure something out. Oh, gosh. That's the logo or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to live up to that one. Anyway, maybe some graphic t-shirts or something.
There you go.
Anyway, Kirk, what a blessing. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow with Dr. Denise. And she's a motivational speaker and has done so much. And you're going to really love her. And so tune in tomorrow, every Thursday, Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for listening, for supporting the show. And thank you, Ed. And we will see you tomorrow at noon. And please be kind to yourself and to a stranger. You never know what they're going through. Take care, everyone.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear